The M5 MacBook Pro still starts with 16 gigabytes of RAM, but is it finally time for Apple to start the Pro at 24 gigabytes of RAM? And in this video, we're going to compare the M5 MacBook Pro with 16 gigabytes of RAM and a 512 gigabyte SSD to the MacBook Pro with 24 gigs of RAM and a 1 terabyte SSD. Show the differences and help you see why getting a little bit more RAM could make more of a difference than you would think. Before we get started, I do want to say thank you to B&H for sending me both of these computers to test. B&H is one of the best places to shop for Mac computers because they're an Apple authorized retailer and they often have some of the best sale prices. So be sure to check links in the description below to go check out the M5 MacBook Pro on B&H. So before we go any further, what does the RAM actually do? Your CPU is incredibly fast, can write tons of data a second, but your computer's SSD is pretty slow compared to the speed of the SSD. So your RAM acts as this buffer where the CPU is able to quickly write things that need to be remembered temporarily on it. And then if it needs to be in long-term storage, that's when the computer moves it to the SSD for that long-term storage. So I've heard having more RAM kind of like having a bigger workbench. The more space you have on a workbench, the more tasks you're able to get done without bumping into different tools and materials and other things that are getting in your way. So having more RAM gives your computer that bigger workbench, which also allows your computer to keep more tasks readily available for the CPU to use, which improves on your ability to switch back and forth from applications or even tasks in the same application without lag. So RAM is the fast temporary working space that your computer is going to use to access data for active programs and tasks. If you start to run low on RAM though, your computer will use the SSD for those tasks, which will cause slowdowns. I did a lot of multitasking things, and just for day-to-day use running multiple tabs on a web browser, I didn't really notice the 24 feeling all that much faster than the 16. But if you start to push more intensive applications, or if you get the memory pressure higher, that's when you start to notice a big difference between 16 and 24 gigabytes. So I opened up Safari and the activity monitor to start opening up tabs and seeing how long it would take to get into the yellow memory pressure. With the 16 gigabyte, it only took 20 tabs to get into yellow. And with the 24 gigabyte, it took 35 tabs to get into the yellow. And then I went ahead and brought it up to 50 Safari tabs on both of these computers. And the 16 gigabyte one was pretty mad at me at this point. It was really not responding well at all. So then I decided to open up LM Studio, which is a pretty intensive app that allows you to run AI models locally on the computer. So I loaded GPT-OSS, and before the 16 gigabyte one could even load the AI model, it was already loaded on the 24 gigabyte one, and I'd already typed in a question and had a response with 5 seconds to the first token on the 24 gigabyte one. The 16 gigabyte one just kept spinning for minutes. Finally, I just got tired of waiting and I canceled the test. This test just showed me that if you really want to start pushing these, running video editing software or 3D rendering software and changing back and forth between apps, that's when you're really going to appreciate the extra RAM that the 24 gigabytes gives you over even the 16. And you can go all the way up to 32 on the M5 if you want, but even just going up to 24 gigabytes made a huge difference in that test. I know the test wasn't completely perfect because the 16 gigabyte had a 512 SSD and the 24 gigabyte had a 1 terabyte, but I also found that the disk speed tests were very close on Blackmagic disk speed tests. So it didn't seem like one SSD was running faster than the other, and if I tried tasks like compressing large files, they both got done in the same amount of time. I'm just going to attach the file to the video so you can go check it out if you'd like, but typically the extra RAM only gave a slight improvement for benchmarks with the 24 gigabyte over the 16. But one area where I did notice that huge improvement was with AI tasks. So I loaded up LM Studio with GPT-OSS, and the big difference in these was the time to first token, which is actually how long it takes the computer to process the request that you give it. With the 24 gigabyte one, it gave me a 2-second to 5-second time to first token. And with the 16 gigabyte, it was 12 to 15 seconds. So much improved response time on this. And it was also able to generate a few more tokens a second, although that side ended up being pretty close. It was really that time to first token that was the big improvement with 24 gigabytes. I also found compiling code was a little bit faster with the 24 gigabyte, and also exporting a scene from Blender was a little bit faster as well. One area where I was pretty surprised was I ran a test exporting 500 raw photos from Lightroom Classic to JPEG, and it took about 3 minutes and 18 seconds with the 16 gigabyte. The 24 gigabyte sped it all the way up to 1 minute and 54 seconds, which may just be a way that Adobe apps run. They might use the RAM a little bit more than they use the CPU power. So depending on the apps you use, if some of your apps use that RAM for processing, you are going to notice a big difference. But most of my other tests were pretty negligible, and they both were performing very closely. It costs about $200 more if you want to up the RAM on the MacBook Pro from 16 to 24, and I think this is worth it because the RAM is not user serviceable, And having the 24 gigabytes is going to give you that bigger buffer and keep it from filling up as fast with modern apps or if you're doing heavy multitasking. And that should also give you a couple more years of use out of your computer if you get the 24 gigabyte one over the 16. But all in all, I was still pretty impressed with just how well the 16 gigabyte was able to hold up. I think there's a reason that Apple is making 16 gigabytes the baseline for any of the modern Macs, but I do have to say, the 24 gigabyte definitely gives you that extra buffer for now and for the future as applications continue to get more memory intensive, and as more and more AI stuff comes out, the 24 gigabytes is definitely going to be handy. So if you're interested in buying an M5 MacBook Pro, be sure to check them out at B&H. It's one of the best places to shop for Apple products, Apple certified reseller, and some of the best sales you can get, as well as sign up for the Paybu credit card if you want a way to save a little bit more as well. Like this video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any upcoming content.